G'day guys, James here with another preview. This time it is the second semi-final between Port Adelaide and Fremantle. Actually, sorry, Fremantle and Port Adelaide at Patterson Stadium, 5:45 p.m. on Saturday at 5:45 p.m. at Patterson Stadium. Now, I'll go straight into ins and outs. Now, for Fremantle, Nick Ballantyne is out with his jaw injury. He hasn't even found out. Oh, he's over there already, but he hasn't even been named as an emergency, so there's no chance of him playing. He'll have another week if they make it through this week. And Nick Subin has come in for him, with Michael Walters playing his 50th game. And for Port Adelaide, they've gone in unchanged, which means Matt White will play with his jaw. So I'll go into who I think will be starting subs. Now for Freo, it will be Neil, Crozier or Subin, I would say. Probably not Neil because he had a really good match last week, so Crozier or Subin. And for Port Adelaide, I'd probably Cam O'Shea or Andrew Moore. I can't see Jared Pollock being, because he played a really good game last week. Matt White maybe to try and conserve that jaw, but if he's fit, then he's fit. Now, going into their form, Freo came off a loss to Sydney 93-69. They were in it until half time, and they blew it out of the water. Swans just changed up their forward line. Freo had no answer to it, and it was a 24-point win. I tipped Swans by 25, so pretty close there. Now the Port Richmond game, Port flogged Richmond. Should have been more, 132-75. Port turned off in the last 15 minutes of that game, so it should have been more, but Port were just outstanding. And with that midfield, it had Westhoff, Ollie Wines, Kane Corns, Travis Boak, Brad Ebert, Jay Schultz played really well up forward, and Jared Pollock played really well off that half-back line, running with the ball. Just unstoppable. They're running around witches' hats. So they're both coming off different style games. So we'll go into it now. The key matchups. Start with that ruck matchup. Aaron Sandilands and Matthew Lobby. Aaron Sandilands will win that, especially like last week, as I said. He's got 5 at his feet, so I think he'll win that matchup. We'll go into Freo's backline versus Port's forward lines on Spurd, Dawson and Duffield, Ibbotson, Salvani and Mzungu versus Port Adelaide's Gray, Westhoff, Momfries, Need, Schultz and Wingard. Now, the Freo backline is very underrated. Ibbotson did a great job in the first half, floating back off the half-back line like Geelong do. Zach Dawson played really well, and Alex Savani is a really good player, very underrated as that. So that Port Adelaide forward line will need to work really well, but I think the Port Adelaide forward line can stand up to that if they play at their full form. I'll go straight into the midfield, and Freo have Sutcliffe, Crowley and Hill, and Sandilands, Mundy and Fife versus Port Adelaide's Corns, Wines and Harlett, Loeb, Boak and Ebert. Now that midfield for Port are firing at this point in time. Freo's midfield seems a bit off, but I'm sure they can pick it up. They've got some great players in there. They've got Sandilands and Fife, who can just do anything. And then they've also got Mundy, Crowley, one of the best taggers in the league. Stephen Hill was really well held last week by who was it? Harry Cunningham. I really like Harry, but so Stephen Hill needs to get that run on, and he was really well held. And Ryan Crowley, who's he going to go to? He'll go to Travis Boak or Brad Ebert, probably. Now, Freo's forward line has Tabernet, Main, Barlow, Walters, Pavlich and Clark versus Trengrove, Carlisle, Jonas, Broadbent, Homsch and Pittard. Now, that forward line for Freo I think is better than that back line for Port. But again, you can't underestimate Port at all. Some key players, Robbie Gray for Port Adelaide had a great season. He was the AFL Coaches Association Player of the Year, averaging 25 disposals, 28 goal assists for the season and 34 goals. And then he's coming straight up against Nathan Fife, who's just come off as the Players Association's Player of the Year. So there's 2 Player of the Years playing this week, which is going to be great. And who's Ryan Crowley? Oh, I've already spoken about that, sorry. Now, their season, Freo finished 4th with 16-6, and Port finished 5th with 14-8. They've met 2 times this year. Port won the first one, which was at the height of their success, and they lost the second one in round 23, 105 to 97, so it's a very close match. Freo do a very good job at locking teams down and stopping the run, which is what Port's going to be looking to do, so it's going to be a very tough, hard-fought game. And so I'll go into who I think is going to win and why. Again, I think Freo will lock down early. Saw Port last week. They're going to stop the run of their key midfielders and those running half-backs. And coming off the loss, Freo is not going to lose again, I don't think. I think Freo will get it over Port Adelaide. The live odds at the moment, $1.58 for Freo and $2.40 at Port Adelaide. Freo are a better team if you combine the whole season. Port had their ups and downs. Freo just stayed relatively consistent throughout the whole year. And I think that the Ross Lyon-led Dockers will play a very good brand of footy. They'll play a very defensive brand of footy. That's what they're known for. They can still go forward and kick goals, but their defence and their midfielders pushing back off that half-back line is really good. And Port will try and run, but they're not going to be able to run as much because Freo will lock them off a lot better than what the Tigers did. So I don't think you can read into that Tigers-Port game. Tigers just were atrocious and Port were just better. I don't think you can say Port are better than the Dockers. Port play their best game, they can probably win, but I don't think they can beat Dockers at their best. So I'm going to tip the Dockers. I'm going to tip them by 8 points. So it's going to be a stellar 2 games of footy this week, and I can't wait to see them. So, yeah, well, I'm James. That's the match preview of the Fremantle Dockers versus the Port Adelaide Power. So watch the rest of my videos. Have a comment, tell me what I've done wrong, tell me if my tip's wrong, have a bet, put a tip in, whatever. So as always, this is James saying have a good one. I'll catch you next time.